Our nation cannot develop without young people. The youth constitute the backbone and the bedrock of our nation. And so I would appeal to the young ones not to rush in life, not to chase money, but rather patiently lay the foundations that will prepare them to lead a responsible and enjoyable life. I'm saying this because I've seen that these days, young people, all they think about is, I want money, I want Benz, I want iPhone, the latest one. When you are not working, you see Professor Odro, I've never used iPhone though, holding a phone that is attractive and you also want it, forgetting that I got that through building blocks. If you don't build the blocks and you want to get what the block builder has gotten, you may misfire. In Akan, they say we have two things: chin chin, so chin chin. You suffer to gain, or you gain to suffer. I think what I'll urge young people in this country to go for is suffer to gain. Years back, if anyone had told me that there will be a time that I'll also call myself a graduate from the university or address myself as a professor, I would have cursed that person. The reason being simple, that I come from a very poor family, and my dad and my mom were very good footballers and goalkeepers. What I mean is that, they produced, we were 10. We were left with 2 to form a football team, But my dad was a junior rank in the police service. My mom was a petty trader. And so they couldn't get money to support my schooling. After middle from 4, I couldn't go to school. I couldn't continue. But my dad would always tell you, Kweku, Abua oni duano nyame no pra no ho. It is the Lord who caters for the tailless animal. And that's with humility, I'm sure God will place you somewhere. And I remember in Akan, he says, Kweku bro wase na ahobrase e de obekọ baabi a sika into me and for wanko. In other words, be humble. For humility will open avenues for you where money has not been able to open that avenue. And I think this advice on humility has really made an impact on me. As I said, I never attended a secondary school. And in fact, my dad would always say that I should go to the teacher training college. At that time, after middle school, you could easily go to the teacher training college and train as a post-middle trained teacher. I said I didn't like it, simply because I hadn't seen any of my teachers at that time owning a bicycle tie. And I didn't want it. Between going to the teacher training college and working as a laborer, I opted to work as a laborer, and I became a houseboy. But what God has destined will surely come. It was through my houseboyship that my master one day called me, asked me to copy out. He was a manager of Ajip, which is now Goyal. Copy out some figures he had written on. I copied, and he said, "Hey, Kweku, is this your handwriting?" I said, "Yes." Then he asked me, "Where is your father?" So I directed him to my father who were in Takoradi, not knowing he was going to see my dad. He went and saw my dad, but then I was very tiny, and very young, and told my father that I had prospects, so he should try and send me to secondary school. Then my father told him, according to him, "Ohieni doneba, ohun." It is difficult for a poor man's son to appreciate the degree of his poor father's love towards him. And that he had advised me to go to teacher training college, but I said I wouldn't go. So this man, may he so rest in peace, one Mr. Berquin, came, called me, sat me down, and encouraged me to go to teacher training college. So out of respect, I accepted to go to the teacher training college, and I found my way to O.M.G training college. And that far, Western, and that was the beginning of the change in my life. Well, it was at a training college that my principal, he's also gone, the late Apila, he even became an MP. He called me because I was the smaller, the youngest. By then, people had taught us, people teachers, they were of my father's age, and they were in the training college. And I saw them and I felt like, but he called me and told me, look, you are young. I want that by the 4th year, you have gotten your GCO level. So he encouraged me, and I wrote the GCO level as a private candidate. And when I completed, I had gotten my 6 credits. And I was sent to Takoradi to teach in the Takoradi Presby, by then it was called Presby Middle School. I taught there, and the motivation I had from the private writing of the GCO level urged me on to write the A levels. My first attempt, I got EEE. I didn't do well. But then by then it was good because so far as the teaching profession was concerned, it added to my. Then I was encouraged. I registered again. I did it. I got 14. So got EED. Then I said I would do it again. It was then that my pastor advised that I should register with Workers' College so I could get some tuition to help me. But by then the age, I couldn't meet the age, so I had to wait for another year. Then I saw an advert, Advanced Teacher Training College, for diploma programs. I said I was going to do music because I didn't want to continue as a teacher. But then my pastor advised that I should go and do education. It will help me. Out of respect of mine, I went and did it. And that is what has opened the chance for me. I came to University of Cape Coast to do a B.Ed in Educational Foundations. After that, I was retained as a teaching assistant. Then continued to Institute for Educational Planning and Administration for a master's degree program. When I finished with my first year and was about starting the second year research, I got scholarship to go to University of Cambridge for another MPhil in school development, which I went and did. After that, I got another scholarship for the PhD. So I went to Cambridge, I did my MPhil, I did my PhD in Cambridge. Then my School of Education decided to retain me as a postdoctoral fellow. So I applied to the university, they granted me the opportunity, and I stayed for 1 year.